Hey guys, so the 2026 Sundance Film Festival's program is finally out, and so I have picked out 10 of my most anticipated films, and I'm going to break them down for you. So my most anticipated film of the festival is See You When I See You. This is directed by Jay Duplass of the Duplass brothers, and I'm most excited for it because it stars Cooper Raiff. Cooper has previously directed Shithouse and Cha Cha Real Smooth, which are movies I love. Also, last year at Sundance, he premiered his TV show Hal and Harper. This is the first time that Raiff is only behind the camera. Normally, he writes and directs and produces and does every little piece of it. So now we're getting him with a very solid director. Jay Duplass also helped him produce Shithouse in the first place, so it's a sort of full circle moment for it. In the film, Raiff plays a comedy writer struggling with PTSD after the death of his sister, played by Caitlin Dever. It's a family dramedy. I think it's going to be very emotional. The type of emotion that his films normally bring out, but maybe less of a comedic vibe to this one. I am most excited for this. This will be the film that I am trying to get red carpet for, so hopefully I can interview him at one point. Above everything else, I want to see this film. One of the films I'm looking forward to is called Buddy. This is directed by Casper Kelly. It's a film about a mom, played by Kristen Milioti, who gets trapped in this 1980s TV world with a violent mascot. I think that this genre is kind of overplayed, but with somebody like Casper Kelly, I think it can work pretty well. Kristen Milioti is also one of my favorite actresses because she's in my favorite movie, Palm Springs, so I'm interested to see how she plays in a horror role. Earlier, she was supposed to be in that A24 Backrooms movie, so maybe this is the project she took on instead. Nevertheless, I'm excited for it. I hope it doesn't play into too many cliches, and I think it could be a fun time. I'm also very excited for Kogonada's next film. This, I believe, is pronounced as Z. The film stars Richardson as a young woman in Hong Kong who is haunted by visions of her future self and meets a stranger who changes her life. This seems interesting, and I really love Columbus, so I hope that between Kogonada and Haley Lou Richardson gathering together, this could be a better film, if not at least more pointed than A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, which was his most recent movie that I still did like, but I don't think it necessarily was as specific as this one could be. From a pure star level, I'm excited for The Gallerist, which stars Jenna Ortega as the protege of a museum curator who is played by Natalie Portman, and the two of them combine to try to sell a dead body. Seems pretty interesting. Kathy Yan directs this. She previously did Birds of Prey, which I don't think was very good. I think it'll be kind of interesting. Ortega definitely picks a lot of cool projects, so I am intrigued to see how this one turns out. Another big film at the festival is I Want Your Sex. This is directed by Greg Araki, who has made a lot of very provocative films in the queer filmmaking genre, and this stars Cooper Hoffman and Olivia Wilde as two people who have a weird sexually charged relationship. Charlie XCX, Mason Gooding, Chase Suey Wonders, Johnny Knoxville also star. I think it'll be weird. All of Greg Araki's films are weird, so I think it'll be pretty good. This is definitely going to be one of the biggest films of the festival, so either way, I'm excited. I forgot to record this one, but another film on my list is Wicker. This is starring Olivia Colman, Alexander Skarsgård, and Peter Dinklage. In the film, Colman plays a lonely woman in a fishing village who asks to have a husband weaved for her out of a wicker basket. Really interesting premise, absurd, maybe in the vein of The Favorite or any sort of Lanthimos film, which obviously she succeeds in, so this could be a very controversial film. I don't really know if I'll like it or I'll hate it, but I think I'll have a lot to say about it, which is another reason why it's on my list. Another film I am anticipating is The Invite. Now, this one is directed by Olivia Wilde, who is also starring in this film, so she has a few projects here. It is about a couple that is going through a little bit of trouble in the relationship who is interrupted by another couple, the neighbors across the street. It stars Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde, as well as Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton. I think it's probably something like Roman Polanski's Carnage. Another enormous release at Sundance is In the Blink of an Eye. This is directed by Andrew Stanton, who is responsible for a ton of early Pixar projects, my favorite of which being Ratatouille. It's a film that spans 3,000 years of humankind and exploring all of the intricacies of it. Rashida Jones and Kate McKinnon star in it. I think it'll maybe be like a more comprehensible Tree of Life, which maybe defeats the point of it, but this will be a big release, so I will be there day one to give you guys my thoughts on that one too. Another film I'm looking forward to is The Shitheads, directed by Macon Blair. Blair is responsible for films like Green Room, which are really intense and crazy. It stars Dave Franco and O'Shea Jackson Jr. as two incompetent thieves who are forced to protect some rich guy played by Mason Thames. It also stars Kiernan Shipka, who I love. It's a group of actors that I really enjoy. I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be a little simple, maybe a little silly. But being directed by Blair, I think that there is a chance for it to be really stylistically interesting. So this is a film that is definitely at the top of my list. And finally, another film that I'm hugely anticipating is Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass. This film stars Zoe Deutsch, who I think is an incredibly funny actress, as a woman who gets to exercise her, hall pass, where she can have sex with any theoretical celebrity, played by John Hamm playing himself. I've been a big fan of Deutsch for a long time after she did Set It Up, so I think this is going to be a fun rom-com for her. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'm going to hopefully cover a few more videos like this before I head out to Sundance. I will be there, boots on the ground at the festival, giving you my first takes on each of the project that comes out, maybe a few interviews or something if I get lucky. Subscribe, stick around. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.